Hello, this is Rochelle Agatha, and this is the Excel lecture on file and sheet naming. I'm going to go over a couple of things, and then I'm going to touch on the requirements for Accounting 104. If you're listening to this lecture for Accounting 104, I have file and sheet naming convention requirements. The best practice in business is to follow whatever your business has decided for naming Excel files. And in fact, some businesses don't really have any kind of a best practice, which poses a problem. But typically, I know as a CFO and an executive in business, I have my staff use some kind of file naming convention so that you can find files easily, and when you open them, you know what they are. So for instance, it'll either have version control with dates, it'll have some form of important information in the file, and it will be consistent and standard for the department or division that you're doing. So in business, for instance, let's say you're doing some kind of a HR function and you have census, or you're in school and you have a census date for students. You might want to name your file census with the date and then the extension. I would stay away from putting periods in your file name because the period designates the file extension, and if you have long file names with lots of different periods in them, it does pose confusion at times. So let's move on to what's required in Accounting 104. My file naming convention is your file will always have your last name, underscore, your first initial, underscore, and the assignment name. So for instance, I'm Rochelle Agatha, and let's say I finished assignment 1. I'm going to call it Agatha underscore R underscore assignment 1. You don't have to put the dot whatever in there because Excel will name the file with the extension of XLS or XLX, or depending on if you're in a Mac. So what I require is this naming convention up here. So look up in the formula bar and you can see it's my last name, underscore, first initial, underscore, and then the assignment name. And when you do that, you're just going to say File, Save As, and then you're going to put your name here and you're going to save it as an Excel workbook. To name a sheet is really easy, and keep in mind in Excel you'll hear the terminology sheet, worksheet, and tab. They're all the same thing. Your sheets run along the bottom, and you can name a sheet by just clicking in it. So I'm going to open a new sheet, and I'm just going to double click, and notice it highlights it, and then whatever the problem, all the problems that I do for the class will tell you what to name the sheets. But if you're in business, and let's say you're working on a file, you might want to call this version A. So you just type and then you click off. You can actually color a tab. See how it says tab color here? You can pick a color. If you're working in the Mac version of Excel, it won't let you do that at this time. But in any of the current versions of Excel, it will. So once again, I just double clicked on it and I can change it, and I can call it Part A. And then I can right click and I can pick a color. So I'm going to repeat what I said. In Accounting 104, your file names are always going to be last name, first initial, and then the assignment name with the underscores. You'll name your sheet or your tab what I tell you to in the problems. And then you're going to make sure that in your footer, so I'm going to page layout, and I'm going to go to my header footer, in my footer, that you always have the file name, which is the insert file name, and then I put a colon, and then I put the tab name, and then I say OK. So if I print preview that, you'll be able to see that I put it in the bottom of my footer, and I will check your files to make sure you didn't type that you actually used the formula within Excel. So I'm going to repeat that for you. I'm going to go into page layout, header footer, custom footer, and I'm going to use the file name with a colon and the sheet name and say OK. And you'll see it right here. And then say OK. So if you have any questions, send me an email. Thank you.